I don't have one of those stories about a specific instance that made me love science or that made me know that I wanted to be a scientist. I don't have one of those. But I do have an instance that helped inspire me and motivate me to keep going and to do what I do, to do all my teaching and science communication. That story involves my late grandmother, Grammy, Carol Bibel, and today would have been her birthday. I want to tell you about this experience because I think it has an important message or messages for us all. Towards the end of her life, my Grammy had Alzheimer's. She lost knowledge of most things. She became unaware of her surroundings. Sometimes she forgot even who I was. But I would call her every week, and what I would do was I would make sure that I mentioned I studied biochemistry. Now you might be wondering, why would I do this? Well, it's because the first time I told her, or one of the first times I told her, when she was starting to really decline with the Alzheimer's, was I told her I studied biochemistry, and she lit up. She had seemed so lost and confused you could hear it in her voice. But then, when I said I was studying biochemistry, she lit up. It ignited this spark in her. And she said, "Oh, I love chemistry. I only got to take a single course of chemistry, but I remember I really loved it. I don't really remember much of it, but I remember I really loved it." And from then on, when I mentioned that I was studying biochemistry or chemistry, she would light up. And it became this connection between the two of us. Even when she would go from not having an idea who I was, she would remember that, oh, I loved chemistry. And this has really taught me a couple different things. One is that people, even those people who you might not expect to, have that innate curiosity, that passion for science. And maybe if we can help ignite that and keep it going, keep it alive in people, we can enrich their lives and help engage that part of them. And so often people like Grammy would be left out of science communication, left out of all this sorts of things, but it's really inspired me to try to reach everybody at least some level. It's also taught me how grateful I am for being able to pursue my passion for learning and how much I want to pay forward the education that I've received. And so that's been a large part of what's motivated me to study as a scientist and to want to go on and be a professor, to be able to pass on the knowledge of biochemistry, both at the broader level to people like Grammy, as well as in the more technical level to people who want to be scientists, to help everybody value this nanoscopic world that's happening under the surface. Another lesson that it taught me is that those little encounters, those things, those small things that you might think would be some minor thing, like some class that you took in high school, can have this lasting impact throughout your life to the very end when you can barely remember anything. You can still have that memory of that experience. And so think about that whenever you interact with someone, whenever you go and teach someone, whenever you do something. Try to be that person that's going to have the positive impact throughout their whole life. And remember that what might seem like something small to you, like if you're a teacher and you have a bunch of students every year. Well, for you, they might just be a bunch of students, but they shouldn't be. They should be people whose lives you can inspire, people who might remember this experience for the rest of their lives. And so I aim to make my Grammy proud every day. I aim to reach people like her. I aim to reach people like her that didn't get that opportunity to learn and try to help give them a little more of that opportunity. And I just, through my teaching as well, now as a professor, I want to really pass on this love of science, pass on this lesson from Grammy that we need to be doing our best to really help the world see the beauty of science and really provide as much opportunity as possible for people to pursue that passion of science to whatever level they want. I love you, Grammy. I know you would be very proud of me for where I am now. And thank you. I love you.